Hi, here's some model friends. Here's some latest work I've done with the fabric, trying to replicate a little bit of the color difference and so on. Just use two colors, a light one, light green, and a darker one. So it's not that difficult to adjust. It did not still not make any washes or something. So I'm almost in the finishing state of this aircraft. Done all the wiring and so on. So this is how far I'm now ended. I'm gonna try to airbrush some example on a new wing from Revell. Hi, this is the airbrush I use, an Infinity from Meyer and Steinberg, I believe it is. Always forgetting names. As you notice, it's a little bit dirty. The last project was a Mercedes 300 SL, and it's a dark blue, so I need to clean up the cup, and just old-fashioned toilet paper will do the trick. Just some clean water, just from I noticed later with the paint I will first make a base from where I started. I need to decrease it. I'm using lately the cleaner for the airbrush because it takes off the grease easily. Okay, first I use a drop of water, so the paint will not sink in direct into the needle, so I can mix up the paint really good. Just 3 drops, then I fill it with paint for, well, what is it, half a cup. Clean up. Then I mix it, just suck it up and spit it out. That's done. Then I go over by and that's the first stage. As you notice, I don't prime the surface because I want to preserve as much of the detail that's possible. I just fill in one area. This is a very light color, so I cannot make much of a shading effect. The tension of the water is much higher as you use synthetic paints, so oil paints. So that's why you always need a really thin layer. So we've got one smooth layer on it, so I can bring in some details. First I'm going to do is take this paint and just do a few drops of gray in it, so I can do the panel lines, bring them up to standards, well, for the shading. So I'm going to mix just 2 drops of water, because I'm using very little air in the paint, so it will not well, this is only a little bit of paint, you will notice. Just 3 drops of grey, so it's a little bit darker. Okay. It's very important that you keep your hand, that your hand can rest on the table, and you can put up the wing if you have, put it on a stand if needed. So now I'm gonna fill in some of the panel lines. As you notice, I don't use the knob on the end to adjust how much spray, how big the gap will be in the needle. If it's you get dry tip from using water-based paints, I just use my nails to clean up paint that's dry on the tip to go further in the process. I never appreciating because it's just black paint or so, and it's not never. Well, you just notice it's black paint under the and giving using just a little difference in the colors, maybe even too much will you get a chance to adjust later on in spraying. You notice collects a lot of paint on the end of the needle, so just get it off. In this case we had the modeling from the RLM, what color was it? I think it's RLM 76, so that will come on later. I do this with the clear lacquer. Okay, yeah, got some idea how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So as you notice, I've done some darker the panel lines. I added some grey on it, LM 76 to be exact. I'm just putting a few drops of water, and I'm going to use the lighter color and put in some paint. I will add some white now because I want to highlight some of the bigger areas. So where's the white? This is the old one. This is from another brand, but it's the most fine white color I found over a couple of years. So then I start with for this. I now will be very careful, just little. You notice I'm not trying to cover something for results. Paint is a little bit too thick, but we just go on with it. As you notice, so for the next step, we're using black for really dirty spots. So using the varnish, matte. I'm getting some black paint, not too much because, of course, is already enough to get good results. Mixing it up in the cup. I don't open and close when I have a nice, just over the model. Like a little bit look on it from some dirt collect. You do it in a movie, but you get an idea. You can always use a next color, the same, follow the lines to get some more depth, color depth. Like the same way they use oil paint for dirty streaks. Okay, next is the last phase, is the first color you started with, the base color. And we're gonna adjust some of the spots because, well, you notice some of the darker spots, it's a little bit too much. It's to my liking, so I'm gonna adjust this by just like you did with the, just try to get the paint moving, not too much. So this is just a little impression on how I work. It's already dry, and normally, well, it takes a lot of time getting some dirt removed and a little bit more and on how. But you now see using a small amount of paint. Just the results for me is just a very satisfying result. See you next time.